Good afternoon, everybody. So like he said, my name is Efrén Lopez, and I'm glad to present our work today, SoK, Security of Programmable Logic Controllers. So this is a collaboration between my institution, CISPA, and UC Santa Cruz. So we use services such as water, electricity, transportation on a daily basis to live our lives. And these services are controlled by industrial control systems. Industrial control systems, there's a bunch of sensors, actuators, and programmable logic controllers. And these systems have been under attack for a long time and continue to be. So for example, here you can see many headlines detailing cyber attacks against ICS, like the Colonial Pipeline incident. So what is a PLC? A PLC is a small industrial computer that is able to control physical equipment like pumps or electric substations. And they have proprietary hardware and software, and they are becoming increasingly more connected so that they are more vulnerable. However, they have almost no security features. And specifically, there are two types of PLCs. You have hard PLCs, which are proprietary, Siemens, Rockwell, and we don't know their complete hardware and software architecture. And then you have the new soft PLCs, which are more open. You can install them on Linux, Raspberry Pi, Windows, whatever, and they are open PLC and CodeSys. So what is the problem that we are trying to solve here? So plenty of security research has been produced, like some of the one that you just saw. However, we don't know where the security of PLCs stands right now, and we don't know what are the research directions that we should take in the future. So to solve this problem, we ask the following research questions. What are the available attack methods? What are the available defense methods? And if these defense methods are enough to counter the attack methods? So in order to answer these research questions, we follow this research methodology. So basically, we did a large systematic literature review, and this review includes scientific literature and also gray literature. Gray literature includes things like Black Hat and DEFCON reports, industry white papers, and so on. So from this literature, we got the defense method and the attacks methods. And then we analyze this data. We manually read the papers. We analyze them using automated methods like PDF mining. And we got this dataset review, the review dataset, and we got an initial threat model. And finally, we have the data assessment. So in this stage, we actually want to get some knowledge from the literature review, and we apply some review criteria, and we get some research gaps, and this ICS2 matrix, which is taxonomy, basically. So the final scope of the paper, of the literature review, is 133 papers, 119 attacks, 70 defense methods, 20 evaluation criteria that we came up with, and this accounts for 17 years of research from 2007 to 2023. So this is a summary of the results. We have 10 major results, but because there's just not enough time, I'm not going to go over them. I'm going to go over 3 of them to give you a sense of the overall paper. But I really encourage you to go and read the paper because there's a lot of good stuff there. So the first result I want to show you is that if we look at all the defenses in the literature, a lot of them do not have any research, or maybe they have 1 or 2 methods. So in this graph, you see different mitigation categories like vulnerability scanning and anti-malware scanning. But the point is that most of the research has been done on network intrusion prevention, which is good, but it seems that we are ignoring other things like anti-malware research, which is very important because a lot of times the attacks on the ICS are exactly that, anti-malware. So the second result I want to share with you is this transition that we found from hard PLCs to soft PLCs. So in this graph, you can see the number of papers that use either hard PLCs or soft PLCs in their evaluations. And if you see here in this 2017 to 2022, we got a steady stream of 3 soft PLC papers. And for some reason, the hard PLCs took a nosedive, and then we got to this point where we have exactly 2 soft PLC papers and 2 hard PLC papers. So we think there is going to be a transition where researchers are going to not bother with, with hard PLCs, and they are going to start doing more work on soft PLCs. So because that is likely to happen according to this data, we propose some recommendations for future research. So the first recommendation is to develop transitional defense methods that can secure both hard PLCs and soft PLCs. So this might be hard to do because you're putting an additional burden on the researcher to do 2 evaluations, but the fact is that hard PLCs, they last for years in production, so they are not going away anytime soon in real life. So the second recommendation is to investigate defense mechanisms that were previously unavailable with hard PLCs. So hard PLCs have all these hidden architectures. We don't even know what are the processors of most of them. So we know a lot more about soft PLCs, so we can get different methods that maybe we haven't thought of. And the last recommendation is to investigate attack and defense methods that are only possible with soft PLCs, because soft PLCs have a lot of new features like cloud integration, virtualization. They are compatible with Windows, so there's a lot of opportunity there. So the third and final result that I want to share here is that we think that there is a reproducibility crisis in the PLC research domain. This is not exclusive to PLCs, but we think it's kind of severe here. So this is mainly for 2 reasons. There are limited research artifacts, and there are no evaluation metrics to actually compare anything. So I'm going to talk about the research artifacts part. So in our literature review, we found that only 16% of all the papers have any kind of research artifact, and we don't even know if that's actually reproducible. So that's a number to be concerned of. So what if we reach out to the researchers to find out what happened to these artifacts? So we did that. We contacted 19 authors via email, asking them, hey, can you share your artifacts for research purposes? And we received 16 responses, and only 3 people were kind enough to share their artifacts. So props to those people. So why didn't the other authors share their research? So 30% said that the project was completed long ago, and that person left the team, so we don't know where the code is. 25% said they have funding or distribution restrictions, which is fair. I mean, that's a fair reason. And then 15% said they are working on it and they will publish it later. And 30% said they just don't have any plans to release them. So if we go back to the original research question, with all the results that we got, we think that unfortunately there's no enough research done on the defenses to actually protect PLCs. And So in conclusion, we did a systematization of knowledge of 17 years of research. We provide important research gaps. We provide some recommendations of what to do in the future. And we introduce a new threat taxonomy for ICS and PLCs. So I didn't talk about the threat taxonomy because that will take another 5 minutes at least. But yeah, that's the end of my talk. Thank you for your attention. So our threat taxonomy and the data set is available online. So you can use it. You can try to prove that these results are wrong, or you can have your own conclusion from the data set. So thank you. Let me know if you have any questions.